1, 2, 3, 4, let's go.
It's Heartbeat.
It's a fabulous show.
Alaska.
Hi, Heartbeat Alaska.
It's Heartbeat. Alaska.
Pull up a chair and enjoy the show.
Hear it from Sitka to Barrow. Gather around for Jeannie's show. It's the Aleut, the Indian and the Eskimo. It's the Aleut, the Indian and the Eskimo.
Welcome one, welcome all.
Hello everyone and welcome to Heartbeat Alaska Native News and Information. I'm Jeannie Green. Thank you so much for joining me. Today we travel to Savoonga, Alaska, one of the villages on St. Lawrence Island. It's a journey you won't soon forget. I'll be back with St. Lawrence right after this.
Hey, it's John White.
Hey there, you are watching Heartbeat Alaska from St. Lawrence Island, Savoonga, Alaska.
Hi.
This program was made possible by Coeric Incorporated. Thank you, Coeric, for your generous support.
Heartbeat Alaska is brought to you in part by Brown's Electric Lighting Gallery. Thank you, Brown's Electric, for your generous support of Heartbeat Alaska.
Heartbeat Alaska is also sponsored by the Norton Sound Economic Development Corporation, serving the fisheries of the Bering Strait region.
Heartbeat Alaska is also brought to you by Frontier Flying Service. Thank you, Frontier, for getting Heartbeat Alaska airborne.
This program is also brought to you by ASRC Energy Services, a subsidiary of Arctic Slope Regional Corporation. Heartbeat Alaska is also made possible through the support of Norton Sound Health Corporation.
It's Heartbeat.
It's a fabulous show.
Alaska.
Hi, Heartbeat Alaska.
It's Heartbeat. Alaska.
Pull up a chair and enjoy the show.
Hear it from Sitka to Barrow. Gather around for Jeannie's show. It's the Aleut, the Indian and the Eskimo. It's the Aleut, the Indian and the Eskimo.
Welcome one, welcome all.
Whaling is often a controversial subject. Controversial for others, but not for the people who depend on the meat and oil of the whale for a living, a tradition that is carried on for centuries in Savoonga, Alaska.
They are people of strength. They're people of patience. They are people of pride. They are the people of Siberian Yup'ik and Yup'ik descent, a bloodline that goes back to the beginning of time. In the middle of the Bering Sea sits St. Lawrence Island, home to the people of Savoonga. Located on the northwest coast of the island, Savoonga has a population of approximately 650 people and is a native tribe that relies heavily upon a subsistence way of life.
You know, the first impression a lot of people get when they come to Savoonga would be poverty, but these people don't know the meaning of poverty because everything that they ever need in terms of food is out there in the Bering Sea.
Ugruk meat, mucklet, bearded seal.
Good?
Yeah.
Delicacy.
Reindeer, birds, fish, seal, and walrus comprise a large part of their diet. But by far the most rewarding for the hunters of St. Lawrence Island is the bowhead whale. This home video from 1994 takes us on an amazing journey through the icy waters of the Bering Sea in search of the bowhead whale, the great whale hunters of Savoonga. It takes a great deal of patience hunting the bowhead whale, a great deal of patience and prayer. While these hunters wait in their umiaks, several others are perched high upon the ice floes, searching the choppy waters of the Bering Sea for the great mammal. Once the bowhead has been spotted, the fleet sets sail. With only the wind at their backs, the hunters quickly close in on their prey, waiting for the right opportunity to strike. Once the first harpoon has struck the great beast, the outboards are started and the chase is on. It is a chase that can last for hours, a battle of wits and endurance. In the Siberian Yup'ik culture, it is believed that the whale will give itself to the deserving hunter, and on this day, that belief would hold true. A prayer is given to the whale, a gesture of respect and appreciation for giving itself to the people of Savoonga so that the cycle of life may continue.
Amen.
Flying in Alaska? Fly Frontier, the official airline of Heartbeat Alaska. Frontier is expanding again. They've added new routes to Nome, Kotzebue, and the surrounding villages. As you can see, Frontier is now really covering Alaska. So the next time you fly, try Frontier. Frontier offers quick, convenient check-in, low fares, and service direct to many of the villages. Frontier Flying Service is the official airline of Heartbeat Alaska. Make it your official airline too.
Kids as young as 10 sniff the vapors of ordinary household products to get high. They don't know that sniffing can cause instant death. Talk to your kids. If you know what they're doing, they're much less likely to sniff inhalants.
The fastest growing career field in Alaska is the healthcare and human services industry. Get ready to meet over 100 employers and industry trainers at the statewide Healthcare and Human Services Career Fair, Thursday, May 6th from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. in Anchorage, Fairbanks, and Juneau. Admission is free. Visit aadsc.alaska.gov for event locations and details. It's time to discover your future.
It's a fabulous show.
Alaska.
Hi, Heartbeat Alaska.
It's Heartbeat. Alaska.
Pull up a chair and enjoy the show.
Hear it from Sitka to Barrow. Gather around for Jeannie's show. It's the alley
The people of Savoonga have made a life for themselves in the often challenging climate they live in. What the land they live upon cannot supply, the Bering Sea does provide. Besides the bowhead whale, another main source of food is the walrus. Every year, the hunters of Savoonga load into their boats and weave their way through the shifting ice in search of walrus, which take refuge on the ice floes. Over the past few years, there has been a devastating decline in the numbers of whale and walrus taken by the islanders and coastal communities of Alaska. Many claim this is due to global warming and changing weather patterns. Whatever the reason, it is a situation that is affecting the natives of Alaska, who rely upon the sea for much of their livelihood.
It's our heritage. It's vital, very important to our well-being in terms of culture, social needs, cultural needs, biological needs, spiritual needs, which centers around the bowhead, for thousands of years. And it's very important that we continue to do that.
This year, the winds did not blow in favor of these people, and the large ice fields packed the shores of Savoonga, keeping the hunters from reaching the walrus and whale.
These guys are looking at all these walrus down here. There's quite a bit of walrus down here in the ice all the way down there. That's what they're spotting, and I was asking this captain here that he's seeing all these walrus, wondering if he's going to go out, and another captain's getting ready to go.
But there's no guarantee that these hunters will even be able to reach their prey through the treacherous moving ice that lies ahead.
We had a good start before whaling season. A few boats got out there and caught some walrus, but when the ice closed in, we were closed for quite some time. And ice is finally starting to push out a little bit, and south winds would probably open it up more, and hopefully we're going to have a good season coming up at the end. I hope. We've had a hard year harvesting walrus, and hopefully it should pick up pretty soon once the ice is starting to push out.
As if their plates weren't already full dealing with the ice conditions and lack of whale and walrus, the people of Savoonga and other whaling communities throughout the state were delivered another blow recently by the IWC, International Whaling Commission, an entity that oversees and regulates whaling worldwide. In a proposal brought forth by the United States of America and the Russian Federation to extend the current 5-year whaling harvest quota on bowhead whale, Japan saw an opportunity to capitalize and commercialize.
They were trying to get a commercial quota of minke whales added on to our proposal here in the initial stages, but that was shot down really quickly by like-minded countries, 32 countries in support of us. And as you probably know, the United States of America, being an anti-whaling nation, doesn't support any type of commercial whaling. And that was the crutch that the Japanese commissioners were using, or the delegation were using, to try to push their agenda to try to obtain commercial quotas for the minke whales, and didn't work out for them either.
Displeased with the decision to oppose commercial whaling of the minke whale, Japan decided to oppose subsistence whaling, and in a political move secured similar votes from many of the other countries that make up the International Whaling Commission.
With an amendment to our proposal submitted by our U.S. delegation, Russian Federation, we put a little change in our request, 68 strikes and 14 carryover provision. And the next day, 32 countries supported the request while 11 opposed it. And we were one vote short of a 3/4 majority vote.
It was a topic that was on the tongues of our native people across the state, a way of life that was being negotiated.
You know, we're just trying to make use of what we have within our own setting. You know, it's sometimes difficult with a situation like the IWC voting down our request for quota. But we've always been able to adapt to certain regulations, certain management schemes, and it's always been to our own advantage when that happens. So we're kind of hoping that even with obstacles and prejudice that we experience with regards to how we use our marine resource, I think our own Yup'ik ways and Yup'ik ways will overcome all these things, and because we need to keep our tradition, our way of life strong for our children and their children's children.
It has taken several trips to the table, but eventually Japan reversed their decision to oppose subsistence whaling and now supports the Bowhead quota.
Aviation. It's knowing how to make distances seem shorter. The art of buying you time. The business of bringing people together. And another reason to look up. Era Aviation. This is our sky.
Welcome to the Aurora Inn, Nome's newest and finest hotel. The Aurora Inn offers you clean, modern, quiet, and secure rooms. There are a variety of room types to choose from. Whether you're traveling alone, on business, or taking a trip with your family, you will always find a room to suit your needs. Also located at the Aurora Inn is Nome's only quality vehicle rental service, Stampede Ventures. Whether you're here on business, or for sightseeing, bird watching, or just exploring the local area, we have a vehicle and a room for you. The Aurora Inn in Nome.
Flying in Alaska? Fly Frontier, the official airline of Heartbeat Alaska. Frontier is expanding again. They've added new routes to Nome, Kotzebue, and the surrounding villages. As you can see, Frontier is now really covering Alaska. So the next time you fly, try Frontier. Frontier offers quick, convenient check-in, low fares, and service direct to many of the villages. Frontier Flying Service is the official airline of Heartbeat Alaska. Make it your official airline too.
For generations, the Yup'ik Eskimos of Nunivak Island have maintained the finest herd of reindeer anywhere in the world. The flavor and nutrition of these magnificent free-range deer is unmatched and is now available in commercial USDA-inspected lots. This is the only official outlet for authentic Nunivak reindeer meat. For more information or to place an order, contact Nunavut Reindeer and Seafood Products, Box 42, Macoriac, Alaska 99630, or call 907-827-8015. Supplies are limited.
It's a fabulous show.
Alaska.
I Heartbeat Alaska.
It's Heartbeat. Alaska.
Pull up a chair and enjoy the show.
Hear it from Sitka to Barrow. Gather around for Jeannie's show. It's the Aleut, the Indian and the Eskimo. It's the Aleut, the Indian and the Eskimo.
Welcome one, welcome all.
It's now time to see the lighter side of the Siberian Yup'ik culture. A people who are joyous, who love comedy, who love to laugh, who love to dance and drum.
The people of Savoonga are survivors. They have learned the skills well and are able to prosper in an unforgiving climate. They are the direct descendants of those who knew nothing about grocery stores or air freight, but knew everything about using their hands and surroundings to make a life for themselves on an island in the middle of the Bering Sea. It's a knowledge that has been passed down from century to century and generation to generation. It takes the commitment of the youth to learn the ways of yesteryear and the commitment of the elders to teach them. Two such people who truly know the meaning of the word commitment are Jimmy and Mabel Toolie. Jimmy, 98 years old, and Mabel, 93, have been married for 78 years and have spent their lives on St. Lawrence Island. With 78 years together, they have seen close to a century of change through their eyes. Jimmy still recalls his early years as a reindeer herder.
I forgot how many years I was the chief herder. Made for the village. Made for the reindeer, yeah.
Skull bring over there.
Because we got no dogs. Only 20 reindeer sled there. We used to gamble by reindeer sled, yeah.
Even in their 90s, it's easy to see that the spirit of youth is still strong in Jimmy and Mabel Toolie. They are highly respected in their community as people and as teachers. In fact, Jimmy still goes to the school on a weekly basis to teach the kids drumming. And it would be a rare occasion to have drumming going on in Savoonga and not see Jimmy and Mabel taking part. The people of Savoonga know how to celebrate as well as they survive. This home video from Savoonga shows the combined sport of water skiing and snow machining. The object? Get across the pond to the other side without getting wet. Unfortunately, it doesn't always work that way.
Who is that? Oh, I can't see.
St. Lawrence Island is home for two villages, Savoonga and Gamble, both of which are known internationally for some of the best bird watching anywhere. From this island come some of Alaska's most popular carvers and some of the most beautiful ivory carvings.
I'm thinking of titling it Respect from a Hunter. Our elders tell us about respect for the other animals that we hunt, and so I thought I'd do some artwork about that. I carved a bear at the tip of the tusk right here, and kind of twists up into a walrus, and then a whale, kind of twisted tail right there. And this is going to be a bearded seal. It kind of goes around the waist of the man that I'm going to be carving. And it's going to be stretched out as to where it's lifting an elderly face, and I'll carve up a young man's face right there and kind of make this more of an elderly face where it has a ruff there. And so it's kind of going to show a little, it's going to represent a story of lifting of the soul of an elderly man.
Edwin Noongwook is just one of Savoonga's artists. From the thrill of the hunt to the carving of the tusks, Edwin takes part in a subsistence lifestyle, utilizing all that nature provides.
I go out and hunt the walrus with my family, and we have our own crew where we go out and get some meat, and we take the ivory along with it so that I could carve it. Sometimes we share each other's ivory and meat with other crew members and their families. I'm going to be carving a whale on this side and probably a bear or something else on the other side, and he kind of liked the idea of having it out. And once I get it in there, it's going to be a nice looking tusk. These are male tusks. You can notice by the thickness and the length, and it's an adult male tusk, this one. And you could notice the difference between the female and the male by the thickness. And usually a bull is a lot bigger than female.
For now, the people of Savoonga will continue to hunt the birds and animals that nature has provided, while praying for a south wind to clear their shores. It seems that no matter what these people are up against, they will overcome, as they have for thousands of years before. For they are the people of St. Lawrence Island, the people of Savoonga. Thank you everyone for joining me for another Heartbeat Alaska. I'm Jeannie Green. Our new address is 6250 Tuttle, number 5, Anchorage, Alaska, 99507. God bless every one of you. Join me again next week right here. See you then.
Ha ha ha.